Do we normalize I don't know how to date properly and I don't know how to recognize value in an individual? That's the scariest statement.
I think the TikTok has really kind of made it normal to say I've messed up. These are the mistakes that I've made in the past. And as a result, people are posting this and now people are admitting I did the same thing. I don't know how to date. I don't know how to be with one person. I didn't know where I went wrong in my marriage. I should not have gotten married. But I think the veil of perfection online is making what you're saying to be true. People are now coming to terms. I'm not perfect. Even people who have always tried to pretend to be perfect are now coming out and saying,
It would also be dangerous because now everybody thinks that somebody else is a narcissist.
Oh my God, I
I
know.
Like as great as TikTok can be, it can also be very detrimental to relationships because they start picking. You know, you see somebody post their husband in a story about how that day they had to go pick up the kids, then they had to cook, and everybody in comments like, "You need to leave him." Like that's not true.
That's true.
But like.
It's true.
That's a single day. She posted a single day. We don't know that man. We don't know what he's dealing with, and it could also be as dangerous.
You're right. Sure.
As it is. Like now, that lady depressed in her bed crying because she thinks she got a terrible man. He just depressed, girl.
But with that being said, a lot of people want to put their husband online to make him a terrible man,
and
so they can get the reaction from the crowd, and then they want to pull it back because their man said something. That happens more often than not. You put all these bad stuff on here about him, and then all of a sudden, I didn't mean to post that. No, you meant it.
Yeah. And you got to be careful with that, though.
You got to be careful.
Because just like you wouldn't go to your friends and talk about all the stuff you're doing, all the relationship business, you wouldn't talk about all your relationship business with your friends. You shouldn't be doing that on TikTok.
Now you're telling the world.
Yes. And now everybody know. Now your pastor know, your mama, sister know, your cousins, uncle know. Like now everybody know.
So if we're moving into a space of basically accountability, what does that look like for dating 10 years from now?
I think it's going to be easier because now people are knowing the fantasy of marriage is going away, fantasy of kids are going away, and now the reality is there. So now you know what you're signing up for. And I think that now that people are coming back to the realism of what marriage really is and what marriage really is,
what it looks like,
what the true version of it is. Now when people sign up for it, like, okay, I knew what I was getting into. I think for a little while, social media made it think that all marriages were perfect. You go on a vacation every weekend. The kids are always in matching outfits.
Dinner at 6. At the table.
At 6, and we're just happy
organized.
And loving each other.
Always vegetables on the plate.
The house is, picture perfect. But then now people are like, I lied. Let me pan the camera over. The kitchen is nasty. He actually he didn't come home last night. And
how does that change dating? Like, I don't know how that would.
Because it's not this fantasy anymore.
Pull back the curtain on the falsities of the dating process. Basically, because if you change the finish line to a reality point,
there you go.
Now the race becomes a real race.
Thanks for putting it in order. Now I know what I need to look for when I'm dating because I need a man who can listen to me. Because from what I saw on TikTok, a lot of women aren't listened to. Once a man moves into your house and he's never helped you with dishes, he's not going to help you with the baby when it comes. So I need to set this dating tone. I'm not going to play Susie Homemaker during this process.
It's got to be a healthy, definitely a healthy balance.
It depends on the man and it depends on a woman. A lot of us, like I've always said, we don't listen and we don't communicate. That's like the biggest thing within relationships that people refuse to do. And like you said, so accountability, a lot of people don't like to take that. And I know a lot of women, they don't like to apologize.
True.
Because women don't like to admit when a man says something in particular that has to do with their character, they get upset on how that man is explaining to them, like, look, you this and that. No, I'm not. They go crazy. But in reality, I mean, you gonna have to take a look at yourself at some point and see that this man is just trying to tell you something that you have a problem with, and you need to apologize to him for your actions on what you've done.
How do you think a lot of women don't take accountability?
I think a lot of women are oblivious to how deep the water is that they're standing in. And they've been survivors so long that the survivor mentality takes over logic. Before you know it, they're fighting people they don't need to fight. They're rebelling in situations they don't need to rebel in. And it's just the same thing. Like if you see like a wounded animal in the forest and you try to help it, you have good intentions of pulling that thorn out that wolf's, paw, but that's still a wolf. And that wolf is going, you know what I'm saying? And that's literally, so it's like, I don't blame women for not knowing or being accountable, but somehow we got to change it. We got to pivot.